Hey guys, IGFC 101 here, again with episode number 8 of my Football Manager 2011 complete Ipswich Town playthrough. This week, well not week comes daily, but this week in game time, we are at home at Cardiff, home to Cardiff in the league once again, and as you can see, I was bigging them up all last episode, and Jason Scotland is now out for 6 to 8 weeks. I think the game has this thing of where when things are going well, it just likes to smack you in the face. And this is one of them things. You saw Scotland's record there, 4-4 in the league, 5-6 in total, and they injure him for 8 weeks. Connor is still not back, so it's going to have to be Thomas Priskin and Freddie Sears up front with young Ronan Marriott on the bench. So it's really frustrating. And Scotland has been in great form, and I'm sure he would have continued on in this match against Cardiff, especially being an ex-Swansea player. So he'd have not a disliking of Cardiff, so he'd have been up for this match. So really disappointing, but hey ho, we gotta get on, and hopefully we can record back-to-back league wins for the first time this season after that great win at Coventry in the last episode. You may have noticed in these things I don't really talk about the episode too much. If you'd rather have more gameplay focused commentary, let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. But I'm quite happy. But at the minute, I'm just going to talk about stuff in the football world, as I think is a good way to get my views across, and also create some debate among the community, which I'm all for. It's good. That's what football is there for. It's there to discuss, for banter. So yeah. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the manager talk, and especially the sacking of Carlo Ancelotti from Chelsea. If you didn't know, Carlo Ancelotti was sacked a few hours after the defeat at Everton on the final day of the fixtures, and this is complete contrast from last year, where he was the best thing since sliced bread. He'd won the double, he'd won the Premier League and the FA Cup, and then just a year later he's gone. And I can understand that Roman Abramovich is impatient. He has put so much money into that football club. But I don't think Ancelotti was doing a bad job. I mean, second in the league. If they'd have got a result at Man U at Old Trafford a few weeks back, who knows what would have happened. But when you pay 50 million for Torres in January, you expect more than one goal in 17 games. But I'm not sure how much that's due to Ancelotti. But I think what it all comes down to is that Abramovich had this obsession with winning the Champions League. Ever since he took over Chelsea, that's what he wanted to do. And I think that's what cost Ancelotti his job, probably. Chelsea have come close not the closest was 2008 in Moscow when they lost to Manchester United penalties. I remember John Terry slipping for that penalty to win it, Mr. Chelsea. And if something Mourinho couldn't do, if something Scolari, Ranieri, Hiddink, because Grant was the losing manager in the final, couldn't do. But Abramovich had this obsession, and I'm worried that it's going to hurt Chelsea in the long. Well, I'm not worried because I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I think it could hurt Chelsea in the future. If they're going to win the Champions League, it's going to have to come from stability, and just manager after manager. It's just going to keep that, as we just see we get a penalty here. Olivier Cabot is brought down by Kevin McNaughton, and he's going to take the penalty left-footed, tucks it away nicely. 1-0 there. Capo seems like to be a good, solid penalty taker. So yeah, back to Chelsea. The flexibility can't help. I mean, now Drogba looks like he's going to be on his way out as well, who has been such a star player for them. They are a very aging squad. I mean, Terry, Lampard, Ashley Cole, DJ Drogba, Nicolas Anelka. They're all getting on in years, and they won't be around in a few years' time. So it's a big time for Chelsea. They need to find younger talent. I think David Luiz was a stunning signing. He's been done really well for this season. I think Tars will come good. They say form is temporary, class is permanent, and he is a class player, so I'm sure it will come to him. But I just think Chelsea need more stability in the managerial role, because I can't see him winning the Champions League just going on from manager for manager for manager. The only manager two managers who I think may come in and then help them to Champions League. One is Gus Hiddink. He helped them win the FA Cup a couple of years back. He was a huge fans' favourite. The Chelsea fans didn't want him to leave, but he had commitments to Russia, I believe. So he left. So I think he could easily slot back in there and take them to good places. Or either Jose Mourinho, if he leaves Real Madrid. There's been this huge storm about him and Barcelona in the Champions League, and the people who run Real Madrid have publicly said that they're not happy with him, the way he plays football. So he could easily leave Real Madrid this summer. But would he go back to Chelsea? He had the disagreement with Abramovich when he left there in the first place. He is personally, in my view, one of the best managers in the world. Of course, his record says it all. He's won championships, Premier League, Champions Leagues easily with different teams. So I'm not sure he'd be Chelsea's number one choice, mainly just because it's Abramovich's say. I think Hiddink would be a good choice. Early favourite today is Marco van Basten. I'm not really sure about what experience he has, but he's the early front runner. And what was I going to say? No, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so Chelsea need to get a good, solid manager in and just keep faith with them. I mean, they got Luis Felipe Solari, and he's a huge name. He came in and he was sacked after 6 months. It's just not going to work for Chelsea. You see all the clubs with the main success. It's Sir Alex Ferguson's been there 20 odd years. Arsene Wenger's been there a lot of years, although that's of course debatable. The Arsenal situation, but they've been there a number of years. I mean, Alex Ferguson now won his Man U's 19th Premiership title and his 12th. That is a brilliant achievement and a something Chelsea can only dream of. And good luck to Manchester United on Saturday in the Champions League final. I hope they beat Barcelona. Even though I can't see it happening myself with people like Iniesta, Xavi, Messi, Pedro, Villa. Such a talented Barcelona squad. So I hope Manchester United can do it. But I'm not holding my breath. But yes, a real shock about Ancelotti. Well, I wouldn't say it's a shock. There's rumours circling around. But I think he deserved more time. But the fans obviously weren't happy. Abramovich certainly wasn't happy without the Champions League. And also Man City, now Roberto Mancini's a hero at Man City after leading them to the FA Cup. So, and now everyone's talking about maybe they'll win the Premiership next year, maybe win the Champions League next year. I think that's a bit over optimistic. Maybe in a couple of years, yes. I mean, talks of signing Cristiano Ronaldo for £150 million. If they do that, that'd be absolutely crazy. But that's the kind of thing they'll have to do if they want to win the Premiership and Champions League next season. I can't see it myself, but good luck to them. I don't have anything against Manchester City. I know a lot of people do. They don't like the way they spent money, like it was going out of fashion. I mean, like 20 millions on Barry's, Torres, Balotelli, Dzeko, who I think haven't had the fair up the green yet. I think he'll be a great signing for them in the future, especially if Carlos Tevez leaves in the summer. Then he'll take a more pivotal role, I'm sure. But yeah, early prediction for next season Premiership. Well, I can't see past Man United. I mean, Chicharito's been such a good signing. That's the striker they've needed. Him, Rooney, and maybe if Ashley Young joins Aston Villa, which are all the rumours are saying, that'd be brilliant signing. Him down one wing, Nani or Valencia down the other. So yeah, Manchester United has got to be for me. So this game's come to an end. Another very good win at Cardiff, at home to Cardiff. Another clean sheet, 3 back-to-back league wins. So this series is going very well, better than I could ever hope. And I'll see you next time, guys. See you later.